You've got to have some seasoned veterans, and we figured that out right away, and we knew that, but we still wanted to do it the right way. We wanted to build it with high school kids, and we still got a few transfers and things like that. But that very first year, we did win our first game in school history, which something we'll always remember. It was a home game. We beat Briarcliff out of Sioux City, a football program that's been around for a while. We beat them in our first game, 20-17. Didn't win another game till about the ninth game of the year. We won our second game. We went 2-8 that first year, and then fast forwarding into 2009, which was our second season, we kind of exploded onto the scene. We won 8 games in our second year, and then we've won 8 games 2 more times since. These past 2 years, we've made a playoff appearance, and we're the reigning conference champions 2 years in a row now. So we feel the program's on solid footing.
So 5 years in, we're talking dynasty.
Oh, not quite yet. That would be our wrestling program over at Grandview. They've won back-to-back national titles. So, but we feel like we're getting there, and we feel like we're doing it the right way. We want to build it with Iowa kids. There's no doubt about it. And being in Des Moines, it's a great draw for Iowa kids. We're still, it's still tough. Kids want to get away from home, and but little by little, we're starting to get a few kids from around here. And really at the end of the day, if we had it our way, we would love to get the best players from the CIML or surrounding areas that aren't going Division I. Because there's a lot of good football players for our level in this area. There's no doubt about it.
I think once you start getting the CIMO players, it's a little easier. I mean, because you have that word of mouth thing. But how do you? I mean, and there are kids. You do get kids from outside the state. How do you sell them on Grandview? And do a lot of them? Do more and more people? Are they starting to know what it is?
Yeah, I think so, Mark. I think the biggest sell. I think Des Moines is the best city in Des Moines. I think it's one of the better cities in the Midwest. That's something we really sell to the out-of-state kids because we do recruit the state of Texas, and that's just in large part to my dad's time. He spent down there after he left Iowa State. He was a head high school coach in Houston at a 5A school.
You sell them on the weather?
No, not that.
On the weather,
and that's
climate.
The hard part.
You don't do your unofficials in January, do you?
Yeah, unfortunately we do. But once they get past that, I think they realize, because if you really think about it, just looking around, or even around Iowa, a lot of the small schools are in small towns. And obviously I have nothing against small towns, but when you're recruiting a city kid, he may not be comfortable going into that small town setting. So that's really what we try to sell. Number one is just the Des Moines area. I think Grandview is definitely on the rise. We've got a president over there that really, he gets it.
He's making a lot happen.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
and it was his idea, to start football and wrestling, just because he knows what it can do for the visibility of a campus. And we've got new dorms going up. I mean, from the time we got there in January of '08 to now, that campus is like a whole new campus, and it's in large part to him and his fundraising efforts and getting people out and getting them excited about Grandview. And because there's a lot of people around here that still think it's a junior college, because it was for a number of years, and we were a college and now we're a university. So I think that exposure's really helped us out, and there's a lot of good things going on down there, but obviously football is
I want to touch on your background as an athlete a little bit. A lot of people don't know that Mark played Division I tennis, so we've got 3 Division I athletes sitting here. We can debate about my lack of athleticism, but nevertheless we all competed at that level. How does that impact you as a coach, and how does it impact you having competed at a high level? How does that impact your ability to relate to the kids and interact with them?
Well, I think it relates quite a bit, Al. That's kind of one of my, one of the things when we're looking to hire a coach or something, I like guys that have played. I want guys that have walked the shoes that these kids are in. If you're coaching college football, I would like for the guy coaching him that he played college football, because he did everything that these guys are doing. You're not asking them to do something.
The pressures. How to balance your time.
And so I think that I guess it gives me a little bit more compassion to these kids, because I understand what they're going through, and and I think they see that too. They look at me and they say, well, shoot, I know Coach did this, and he's not asking us to do anything he didn't do, and I think there's a lot of value in that. I really do, and just the experiences you have being an athlete and in college, and being able to see what those kids are going through right now, I think it's easy to relate to.
Now, there's another model in Des Moines fairly recently where you had let's say an experienced head coach come back and coach and then hand the reins to his son, and they had some success. Is that part of the conversation, or is it just, no, you're working for Dad, doing the best you can? And
that's kind of the Coach McCarney always told me that if you take care of the job you got, other things will come, and that's really just the way I approach it every day. But I think every assistant coach needs to go into the office every day like he is the head coach. He's preparing for that next step, and that's what I try to do, and hopefully it'll put me in one of those positions one of these days, because I think if you don't want to be a head coach at some point, if you are a coach, personally, I think you're in it for the wrong reasons, because I think that's a dream. That's definitely a dream of mine of running my own program, and hopefully that day will come. But like I said, I'm just going to take care of
You're not in a hurry to push Dad out now?
No. I'm still fairly young. I'm 32 years old. There's a lot yet that I need to learn. Sometimes I think I have all the answers around him, but he quickly puts me in my spot, and so I'm constantly learning all those things that he's taught me over the years, and I think it's helping me for down the road if I do get that opportunity.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. We hope to have you on again in the future. Hopefully, Casey, if Casey's on with you, it won't scare you away.
No.
We appreciate it very much, and we'll be back with more Extra Points right after this.
That's magic. This is not. No magic can help you get in shape, and it won't happen overnight. You need a plan, commitment, and more often than not, you will need help. That's what the Y does best. They have the finest facilities and equipment and a professional staff trained to help you succeed. If you and your family are serious about living an active, healthier lifestyle, why wait? Join the Y today and let tomorrow be the start of a healthier you.
Welcome back to Extra Points. Al Lorenzen along with Mark Hansen. We hoped you enjoyed our segments with Coach Joe Woodley, defensive coordinator from Grandview University. I think I misspoke and said college earlier. It is a university. They got all kinds of programs, and the president there really is putting Grandview on the map in a lot of different ways, Mark. But Mark, I love this time of year, and not only because we got March Madness and you got coaching changes, and it's just fun to see where it all goes.
We've got baseball too.
We got baseball. My strike zone is way too big to have been much of a baseball guy.
That, yeah.
But we got to recap our Final Four picks. We did that earlier, and I'll jump out with mine because I am completely done. Georgetown, Louisville, Wisconsin, and Miami. Louisville, the one team left in it. Now, you had Louisville, Kansas, Belmont, and Miami. So you have the Ville left, but you picked Louisville to win it.
Yes.
And I did not. I picked Miami. So you've got a fighting chance. Casey, now Max, Casey's son, actually did his picks for him, but Casey had New Mexico, Florida, Butler, and K-State, and he had the Wildcats winning it. So Shelton is a distant third at this point.
Well,
there's no question.
I can't be long for the race here because Belmont kind of that stays with you.
At this point, as bad as we've done, at this point, I think if you pick the winner, if Louisville perseveres and wins it.
It happens so rarely, I'll take it.
And I think when you talk about Louisville, obviously any of us that are sports fans, any of us that watched basketball this weekend were impacted in different ways by the injury to Ware, the Louisville player. What really, other than probably your Easter lunch came up, what hit you with that?
Well, one of the things that hit me was that it was just an awful injury, of course, and that you don't see that happen.
It was a Joe Theismann kind of injury, which I still remember.
And Theismann, that was football where I believe he was hit, but this was like, it was a play near the bench. It just didn't, and of course everyone saw it, but I really liked the way everyone rallied around it, and I was impressed with the coach Patino. about how he handled it, and it was kind of touching to see him wipe away some tears, and
Yep.
You
from a
get
guy
jaded
that's
about-
taken some heat for his dessert preferences at some of the local restaurants. I think
Yeah.
for a guy that's taken some, he showed a human side, and that was
The other
touching.
side wasn't human.
And now, it was touching. I think I don't
Touching,
even
yes, it
remember,
was touching.
I don't even remember back when Drake was still playing in Vets. Paul Lusk, who
Yes.
is now coaching in the Valley, was playing for Iowa at Drake. And a similar thing, Paul, it wasn't a compound fracture, the bone didn't come through the skin, but Paul snapped his lower
remember
leg,
that, yeah.
and really no contact in the middle of nowhere. It
Yeah.
was just a freak thing.
It's amazing how that happens. But they even before that happened, they looked like a great team. And after that happened, they looked unstoppable.
Well, and let's be clear, the young man, Kevin Ware, who was injured, while he's laying there, and his teammates are in shock as much as he is in some ways, he's saying, guys, win the game for me. I'll be fine. Just go win the game for me. And I was sitting there saying, okay, how would you react to that? And that Louisville team came out and looked like they were winning the game for him.
Well, it's almost like they have to win it now.
Absolutely.
Because I picked them, it doesn't have to be that way. But
The team of destiny.
Yes.
The team of destiny. When the Steve Alford thing is something that we'll touch on. I know in the extra point you're gonna get to that. Steve landed on his feet again with a great job at UCLA. There are a lot of us that are basketball guys that wonder if anybody can live up to the hype at UCLA. It'll be fun to watch Steve Alford try. Stay tuned for our extra points. We'll be back right after this.
Overwhelmed? Frustrated? Not sure what to do with your garage? Let the professional design team at Minnesota Cabinets be your garage organization solution. Floors, cabinetry, slapboard walls, and other accessories, all custom designed to maximize your space and be easy on your budget. Let Minnesota Cabinets, your trusted solution for kitchen cabinets, bring some peace of mind to your garage too. Wait till your neighbors see this. Minnesota Cabinets, home and garage on 100th Street in Urbandale.
People like to see a return on their investment. Is it time for you to make an investment in your health? The YMCA has great locations, facilities, equipment, and a staff dedicated and trained to help you succeed. And it's affordable to all. The Y offers boot camp classes, a pool, wellness coaches, complimentary child watch, and so much more. If you and your family are serious about living an active, healthier lifestyle, why wait? Join the Y today and let tomorrow be the start of a healthier you.
We hope you've enjoyed this week's offering of Extra Points. As we do each and every week, we try to take a little different look at things through our own Extra Point. Here with this week's Extra Point, Mark Hansen.
thank you, Al. If anyone leads a charmed existence in college sports, it has to be Steve Alford, the brand new basketball coach at UCLA. Some people are saying it's all luck, but it's not. Alford did lead Southwest Missouri State to the Sweet 16, and he did lead New Mexico to conference championships in 4 of the past 5 seasons, and he did guide the Hawkeyes to 2 Big Ten tournament titles. While Fran McCaffrey seems to have it going in Iowa City, the Hawkeyes still seem a long way from the Big Ten championship game. But you have to admit, the guy seems to catch a lot of breaks. Nobody turns his own hamster pellets into ham sandwiches quite like Steve. His third-seeded Hawkeyes are stunned by number 13 Northwestern State in the NCAA tourney, and what happens? He leaves for New Mexico, a school with not only a great basketball tradition, but also a new commitment to spruce up their tired old basketball arena. After several successful years there, his third-seeded Lobos are stunned by number 14 Harvard, and a few minutes later he's on his way to Westwood, after signing a letter of agreement saying he'll accept the Lobos' 10-year offer, which conveniently doesn't kick in until April 1st. Not that coaching contracts mean anything these days, but suddenly there isn't even a buyout. So Alford signs a 7-year deal with the Bruins for a reported $18.2 million, replacing a guy who not too long ago went to 3 straight Final Fours. At least Alford detractors can take solace in one thing: he still isn't making as much money as Kirk Ferentz. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in next time when Al and Casey tell us what kind of sports equipment their coaches chucked it down.